Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Fusion Station. I hope you all are doing great. Okay, let's start this video. In our last video, we discussed about IPsec site-to-site policy-based VPN, but today we are going to cover site-to-site route-based VPN. So first we need to understand what is the difference between site-to-site policy-based and route-based VPN. Let's say you have two sites, site A and site B, and you are sure that your network is not going to expand uh, at those sites. So in that scenario you can go with policy based VPN. But let's say if your site A is having a data center and site B is the branch office, and there is probability that the network is going to expand on the data center as the branch office sites may increase in future. So in those scenarios you can go with the route based VPN. So the conclusion is where the network is going to expand, then you can just simply go with route based VPN, and where the network is limited and is not going to expand, then in that scenario you can go with policy based VPN. There are many differences between policy-based and route-based VPN, but this is one of them. I have already updated all the differences in a PDF file that you can check it on my Telegram channel. And apart from that, you will also get some quiz based on this topic so that it will be helpful to understand this topic. And once this video gets completed and the ad, you can just attempt all those quizzes to check your knowledge and also prepare yourself from the interview perspective as well as from the troubleshooting point of view. All right, let's start the configuration on this head office and branch office firewall. So let me just show you the network diagram of this topology where we are going to establish the IPsec site-to-site route-based VPN tunnel. So here we have the head office firewall and the branch office. Head office having 192.168.2.0 network, and the branch office has 192.168.92.0. So between head office and branch office, we are just going to establish IPsec site-to-site based tunnel, which would be the route based basically. Okay, so before establishing the tunnel here in the head office and the branch office firewall, we need to make sure one thing here, whether the IPsec service is enabled for the WAN zone or not. So here you can see that currently the IPsec service is not enabled. So make sure it is enabled for the WAN zone and then click apply. And same thing we can do it on the branch office firewall. Just navigate to the administration, then device access, and here we also need to enable the IPsec for the WAN zone. Then after click apply. Once the IPsec is configured on both the firewalls for the WAN zone, then our next step is to create the tunnel. So just navigate to site VPN, and first we are going to configure the head office firewall. So let me just show you the network topology again. So on the head office firewall, we are using the local subnet 192.168.2.0, which is connected to port A interface of the firewall. And here we are accessing this firewall using the local IP 2.10. Okay, so here you can see that on the head office firewall, I have three interfaces: A, B, C, A for LAN, B for WAN, and C for DMZ. Same, you can check it on the branch office firewall. So as we are going to configure the head office firewall first, so just navigate to site VPN and make sure before configuring this IPsec site-to-site VPN, you have the uh, PAN interface IP address of the branch office firewall, because it would be required at the time of configuration. So here you can see that we don't have any configuration yet for the IPsec site-to-site tunnel. So just click on add. Here you can define any name. So I'm just going to define this first name, head office to branch office. IPv4 version I will select as it is. Here the main thing is in the previous video we used a policy based VPN and selected the connection type as site to site. But in this case we are going to use the route based VPN. So here you will have to select the connection as tunnel interface. So here you notice that as soon as we selected the connection type as tunnel interface, this option has been disappeared. So this create firewall rule, we cannot check this. So this is the main difference you can analyze. So whenever the connection type is configured as tunnel interface, so you can easily identify this tunnel is configured as route-based VPN. Then after we are going to configure this head office as respond state. So just select its gateway as a respond only. Profile, we are going to use the same authentication type you can use as appreciate key. So I have defined the appreciate key over here and apply the same for the confirmation. Then here it is asking about the local gateway. So local gateway would be your WAN interface. So our WAN interface IP is this one, port B. And here it is asking about the remote gateway. So remote gateway address, you can notice that it is showing this one. So just copy these details and paste it over here. So then after it is asking about local ID and the remote ID. So this parameters you can configure for additional authentication that would be used while establishing the tunnel, but we are not going to configure it. So I'll keep this as it is. So once we have configured the local gateway and the remote gateway IP, here you can notice that we are not getting any option to select the subnet, like which subnet is going to be our local and what would be the remote subnet. So this part you can keep as it is. But in case if you want to edit this local and remote subnet, so you just simply need to select the IPv4 version instead of dual. So after selecting this one, you will get the option to select the local and the remote subnet. So just let's continue with the default one and click on save. So here you can see that our tunnel has been created. Similarly, we can define the same configuration on the branch office firewall. So click on add. Let me just drag it here. Define any name, branch office to head office. Connection type would be tunnel interface. Authentication would be the appreciate key. Define the same appreciate key on both ends. Listening interface would be this one. Gateway address, you can just copy it from this head office firewall. Then click save. So here you can notice that our tunnels have been created on both the firewalls. Now let's enable the tunnel on the head office firewall. So just click on it and click OK and apply the connection. Okay, so here you can notice that our tunnels have come up. Okay, so there was one point that I forgot to mention. While configuring this IPsec site-to-site tunnel, you notice that once we selected the connection type as tunnel interface, this create firewall rule option got disappeared and we were not able to select it. So the difference is that if you are selecting the connection type as tunnel, then you will not get this option create firewall rule. So you will have to create the firewall rules manually if you are selecting the connection type as tunnel interface. So this was the main difference that we need to keep in mind while creating the connection type as tunnel interface. Once the tunnel is created and established, then you just need to navigate to the network interface section, where you will notice that for the WAN interface, it will started showing the blue strip. So you just need to click in front of this WAN interface and you will notice that there is an interface created under this WAN. So This XFRM interface would be created if we are selecting our connection type as tunnel interface. So this is the main difference, because if you will check my previous video where we have configured it as a policy based VPN, in that section we will not get such kind of interface while selecting the connection type as site to site. However, when you will configure the connection type as policy based, it will started creating the XFRM interface under the WAN interface. So this was the second point you will have to keep in mind. Now we need to configure these XFRM interfaces on both these firewalls. So first configure it on the head office. So I'm just going to use the XFRM interface IP as 1.1 on the head office side. Click save, and you can define the same subnet range IP on the branch office side for the XFRM interface IP. So this is a point-to-point connection, but in terms of virtual connections. So here you can see that we have configured the XFRM interfaces on both the firewalls, and both belongs to the same subnet, that is 1.1.0, and head office site having its IP address 1, and on the branch office site having the IP address 2. After creating this XFRM interface, our next step is to add the static route. So we need to add the static route on both the firewalls, head office and the branch office. But before that, let me show you the network diagram here. So here we want to initiate the traffic from 2.10 and want to reach out to 92.129. So on the head office firewall, we are going to define the static route of this particular IP or the entire subnet. And here we will define that if the traffic reaches to this firewall for this particular subnet, then forward the traffic using the XFRM interface instead of WAN interface. So let me just demonstrate you how to configure the static route. So first navigate to routing, then select the static routes. Here under IPv4 unicast route, select add, and here we need to define the destination IP. So it's all up to you, like what is the exact requirement, or what subnets you want to access using this particular IPsec site-to-site tunnel. So we are just selecting this remote subnet 92.0 instead of single IP, and define its subnet mask, that is /24. After defining the IP and the subnet mask, then here you will get the option to select the interface. So under the interface, you will notice that we have all the interfaces including the XFRM interface. So we are just going to select this. So this static routes indicates that if we want to reach, or if the or if this head office firewall receives the traffic for this 92.0 subnet, then forward the traffic using the XFRM interface IP. After defining all this, then just click on save, and same thing we can define it on the branch office firewall. Navigate to routing, select the static routes. Okay, so on the branch office firewall, for the reverse communication, we just want to reach to this 2.10 subnet. So we are here, so let's add destination subnet 2.0. Subnet mask is /24, and under the interface select the XFRM interface IP, then click save. After adding the static routes, then after we will have to define the firewall rules. So just navigate to rules and policies. We will create the rules from the scratch. But before creating the rules, let me show you one thing here. So as per this network diagram, we are going to initiate the traffic from this IP 2.10. So here we will have to check this 2.10 IP or subnet belongs to which zone. So here under the interfaces section, you can notice that this 2.0 subnet belongs to the LAN zone. So if we will define the firewall rule, Under the source zone, we will have to select this LAN zone, and for the destination zone, so our traffic is going out via the VPN interface or the tunnel. So the rule would be like LAN zone to VPN zone. So this way you can just define the communication. And apart from that, you can define other parameters like this rule name, that would be LAN to VPN. Log the traffic, keep the rule position at the top, then select the rule group as none, define any for the source, the destination. I'm just keeping it as any, but as per your requirement, you can define the specific source or the destination. After defining all these things, just click save. So currently I'm going to create the rules for the one-way traffic, like from this head office to branch office firewall. So on the head office firewall, we have created LAN to VPN. But on the branch office firewall, we will have to create the rule from VPN to that particular zone where our destination is defined. So as per this example, you can notice that we created the rule on the head office from LAN zone to the VPN zone. And once the traffic reaches to the branch office, here we require from where are we receiving the traffic? We are receiving it from the VPN. So our source zone would be the VPN zone, and where we want to forward that traffic, we want to forward it to this particular subnet 92.0 subnet. So this 92.0 subnet belongs to the DMZ zone. So based on this requirement, we will create VPN to DMZ zone rule. So let's just create a new rule on the branch office firewall and name it as VPN to DMZ. Log the traffic, keep the rule at the top position, select a rule group as none. So here we will receive the traffic from the VPN zone. So just select as VPN, and source as any, destination zone would be DDMZ, right? And the rest of the settings I'm keeping as it is, then click save. Alright, so on the branch office firewall, we have created VPN to DMZ, and on the head office firewall, we have created LAN to VPN. Now let's initiate the traffic from this machine. So just for your information, this machine belongs to this head office local subnet whose IP is 192.168.2.10. So you can just confirm it by executing this command. So here you can see that this IP is 2.10, and now let's initiate the destination IP address 192.168.92. Let's just check the diagram, 129. Okay, so here you can see that we started getting the ping response. So it means our traffic is going from head office to branch office DMZ subnet, but via the IPsec site-to-site tunnel, which is route based. And you can also check the traffic flow status using the diagnostics and the packet capture utility. So let me just show you how to filter it out. So on the head office firewall, we are the source, and on the source firewall, always define the destination IP. And protocols we have defined as ICMP. Click save. Once you have defined this filter, just enable it. After enabling it, initiate the traffic again and then refresh it. So here you can notice that our request is coming to this IP 2.10, and here is its status, and here it shows that this IP request is coming via the port A interface, and in the next row you can see that the traffic is going out via the XFRM interface. So this XFRM interface is stating that it is reaching out to this destination 92.129, and its status is also showing as forwarding. So this forwarding means firewall has already sent the request using this rule ID number 7 that we created. So you can also validate this rule ID 7 under the rules and policy, and here you can see this is the same rule that we created for LAN to VPN zone. On the branch office firewall, we can also track the status by just navigating to diagnostics and select the packet capture. And here you can define the source IP. So our source IP is 192.168.2.10, and the protocol would be the ICMP. Then click save. Then after, enable the filter and initiate the traffic. Then click refresh. So here you can notice that the incoming status is showing that the traffic is incoming from the XFRM interface where its source IP is 2.10, and it is looking for the destination IP 92.129. After receiving the request, the firewall will check all the existing rules that we have created, and once it founds the rule, the request will be forwarded towards its destination via the port C interface where our destination is deployed. So our destination is 92.129, and here you can see its status as forwarding, and it is forwarding using the rule ID number 2, and the same rule ID we can check it under the rules and policies. So here you can notice that the rule ID 2 we have created for VPN to DMZ zone. So this way you can just track the traffic whether it is going out using the rules that we have created or not. And there is one more point. If you will notice that under the packet capture utility, we are getting the incoming interface status as XFRM, right? So always keep in mind whenever you will configure the IPsec site-to-site route-based VPN, the incoming interface would be XFRM. However, in the case of a policy-based VPN, the incoming interface would be IPsec 0. So this is the another hint you can say to check the issue or to check the configuration whether the tracking that you are doing for this VPN traffic is coming or configured for the policy based VPN or the route based VPN. So in simple terms, if it is showing the XFRM interface status, it means route based policy is configured. But in case if it is showing the incoming interface as IPsec 0, it means it is configured with policy based VPN. Okay, so now we have static routes on both the firewalls, head office as well as on the branch office firewall. Similarly, you can create the rules for the reverse traffic. Let's say if a branch office wants to communicate with the head office firewall, then on the head office firewall, you need to create a VPN to LAN rule, and on the branch office firewall, you need to create DMZ to VPN rule. So this way, you can establish the communication via IPsec site-to-site tunnel. You can also check the quiz section on this channel post to check your knowledge. And apart from that, you can also access my Telegram channel to get all the PDF files related to this topic, where you will get the differences between the policy based and the route based VPN. And there is one more document that is frequently asked question, which is also based on this topic. You please go through all these documents and let me know in case if you have any queries or doubts, and just drop your queries or doubts in the comment section. I will definitely answer all of them. If you found this topic helpful, you can like or subscribe this video to motivate me. Stay tuned for the next video. Till then, take care of self. Have a great day. Goodbye.